Welcome, everyone, back to another episode of the AI Marketing Stacks podcast. And today I'm here with my illustrious guest, Mr. Seth Green, who is the CEO of East Fifth Avenue, which is an agency that many people may know, affiliated with Amber Spears. And Seth Green has done a ton of amazing work. 9 times bestselling author. He was Dan Kennedy's Marketer of the Year 3 years in a row. That Dan Kennedy guy, he seems to know a thing or two about marketing. And Seth also hosts the Profitable Partnerships podcast with Amber, as well as Sharkpreneur with one of the hosts from Shark Tank and plenty more. And so today we're going to be talking about all things marketing, all things AI. So Seth, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks so much, Luke. Love the show. I'm super excited to be here. We're going to have lots of fun.
Love it. So I'm going to start with, what are you working on right now that has you the most excited?
So that'll be an AI conversation. So what are we working on that has me most excited? We've built proprietary new podcast marketing technology that allows us to serve your audio show after anyone else's audio show. And you only pay if they download and listen to your whole episode, as opposed to like a YouTube suggested video where they could watch 30 seconds and you're getting stuck paying for that ad. We're serving your entire podcast like a suggested audio. If they skip it, doesn't cost you anything. You only pay if they download it. And our AI algorithm analyzes your show, figures out who your listeners are, and finds the other shows they listen to, so that we're serving your exact target market and driving them to listen to your show.
Nice. I love that. As someone who likes to listen to podcasts and is always struggling to find more similar podcasts, that's actually a pretty nice solution. Why did you guys decide to build that versus any other AI tool?
We have built other AI tools. We built that because we produce dozens and dozens and dozens of podcasts a week for our clients as part of our affiliate recruiting process. And while those shows are built on the relationship between our client and the potential affiliate, everybody always wants more downloads. Everybody always wants more targeted listens. They always want to increase their numbers. Whether they're in it for the numbers or not, they'd love to improve their metrics. So we have always been working on additional ways to increase that. And this is our latest iteration that's working better than, honestly, anything we've ever created to grow your downloads with targeted listeners of the right people at the right time.
I love it. How do you think about the importance of partnerships and relationships, especially in the age of AI? Everything is moving so fast. What do you think about the importance of that?
I think it's more important now more than ever. I think that our business is built on the relationships we have with our clients, our affiliates, our Rolodex, and building every one of our clients their own network of affiliates who are loyal to them and will promote them. I think in a day and age when the algorithms change on a regular basis and there's a new hot app or social network all the time, I think what isn't time sensitive, what stays the same, are the principles of human psychology. And while you could get deplatformed tomorrow, if you have 50 affiliates who know you, like you, trust you, and are willing to promote for you, you won't get D50 relationship all at the same time, right? Could you lose one or two? Sure, but you're not going to lose 50 at once, because they're all on different platforms and they all have their own unique audiences. So I think in a day and age when people are using AI to create massive amounts of content, when platforms change their rules all the time, relationships built on that whole know, like, and trust factor will stand the test of time and are more important now than ever.
Nice. I love that. People talk a lot about skating to where the puck is going versus where the puck is. I think almost every entrepreneur, business owner, and thought leader I've listened to has said that they live by that and that they're the ones who know where the puck is going. But I am curious about your perspective. Like, we're sitting here, it's January 2024. What do you see as new opportunities that are maybe 1 or 2 steps in the future, right? Where do you see the puck going so people can start to put their attention, whether they're a freelance marketer or a business owner? Yeah.
I think that's a great question. I think if everyone is telling you they skate to where the puck is going, statistically, some of those people are going to be wrong. We can't all know where the puck is going, right? The crystal ball isn't perfect for all of us. I've been wrong more often than I've been right. Just so happens that the wins have been bigger than the losses. So I think where the puck is going is actually, I think it's going backward. I
Mm,
think, again, in this age of AI and all of this content, I think we're going to see a resurgence in relationships. I think it's not going to be about, do you have a million followers on Instagram or TikTok or whatever the new thing is? I think it's going to be about, do you have the right fans? If you go back to I think it was the Kevin Kelly article and book, A Thousand True Fans. How many do you really need who are hyper evangelists for what you do to support the business that you want? I think it's going to go back to, we're going to see a resurgence in actual personal relationships. I think we're going to see a resurgence in direct mail. I
mm,
think that as everybody gets more and more online, the folks who are actually doing direct mail well will profit more than anyone else, because nothing replaces a feeling of something physical, tangible in your hand. Amazon has spoiled us. We're all used to the truck showing up every day with boxes. Even if we bought it 2 days ago, we're still excited to get it. I think you can show up in someone's mailbox with theater. I think you can show up in a way that no one else can. I think you can differentiate yourself because there's less direct mail marketing done than there used to be because of social media. And I think the marketers who add it to their channel mix and do it right will outperform everybody else.
nice. I love that answer. I spent some time with Amber. I've been to some of her events. I've hung out with some of her team, and one thing that I really can attest to about Amber and about the culture that she's built is that very, very relationship centric, very, very relationship forward. And everyone that I've talked to on her team is very strong interpersonal skills. So, what are some of the principles or recommendations or you know thoughts or habits that someone should cultivate as a business owner or a freelancer to get better at relationships? I don't think people talk about relationships that much as a skill, but um, that's the way I kind of think about it. So, how does somebody get better at relationships as a business owner, as a marketer?
That's a great question. There are a number of books about relationship building, networking. I'm sure there's a million YouTube videos. I think it's about, forgive the cliche, treating people how you would want to be treated. Building relationships is a large part of our affiliate recruiting and management services. And one of the things I think that makes us different is the personalization and direct mail component. So if you are my ideal affiliate, I'm not just going to send you an email and say, hey, want to do a live, want to do a webinar together. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to find out what you like. I'm going to find out as much as I can about you. I am going to send you books, I think, in the mail that you might like to read. I am going to find your favorite restaurants, your favorite foods. I'm going to send you gifts in the mail. I'm going to send you something every other week, literally every 2 weeks. So you can't go a week without getting something in the mail from me, which is going to put me head and shoulders over everybody else. And I'm going to do it in a way that feels elegant, where you're like, man, I can't believe Seth sends me all this cool stuff. It's like he's my new best friend. So I don't want you thinking that I'm trying to bribe you. I want you going, man, it's like Christmas every time a package arrives that I know has Seth's name on it or East Fifth's name on it. And I think being willing to go that extra mile and take them through that, that old, Chet Holmes Dream 100 process that one of our services is based on. Everybody talks about it. Very few people actually do it. So it differentiates us in a way that, nobody else really does.
I love it. I love it. I see the new headline. Seth Green says stalking is the new marketing
That's
frontier.
right. Absolutely.
um,
Stalking in the right way.
in the right way. No, elegant. I like that you added that
Yes.
qualifier.
Elegantly stalking.
Yes, elegant stalking. um, no, I love that. Let's and before like that is also kind of my thesis and all these conversations that I've had and thinking about things is like one, there's people always kind of have this like retroactive this response, right, to new technology. And so going back to stuff that is old and tried and true and analog, right, people are going to like that. I also think that, when people first hear about AI or when it first really became strong, like about a year ago, a lot of it was there's a lot of fear, right? It's something new, it's very fear based. And a lot of it is about process automation, doing things faster, more efficiently, cutting out the human element. But I think in my mind, if I think 2 or 3 steps beyond that, when you're able to optimize or automate a lot of these processes that were, you know, important, but not necessarily like fun or surprise and delight type activities, right? You open up a whole bunch of new opportunities to send tons of gifts to people's house, or to have a more connection, or spend more time building deeper relationships. And so I always like to look at and say, what are the opportunities that a lot of this efficiency opens up for us, right? Not that we're just doing the old way, faster, better, and cheaper, but what is the new way that's open that was never possible before? And that's the area where I really love to look. So I love a lot of those things that you said. And let's stay in the AI conversation. What are some of the other AI tools or prompts or anything else that you personally use or have built yourself?
So we've got a number of them. We built on the blockchain, we built a process management system that, for example, in my business, tells my team members what to do every day for every client, make sure they do it right, and I don't have to micromanage the process. So our whole company runs on that system. We built another blockchain powered, the first affiliate deal making platform, where we've got deadlines and accountability and consequences if you don't perform the way, if you don't do the promo you said you would, you don't deliver the results that you said you were going to do. So those have been real game changers. Obviously, we use ChatGPT. My favorite thing to play with there is the ChatGPT App Store. A lot of people don't realize that if you buy the paid version, you get access to the ChatGPT App Store, which has hundreds and hundreds of apps that make ChatGPT work even better. One of my favorites one is Vox Scripts, which I use to, for example, we'll get it to go find me the top 10 watch YouTube videos on a topic. Then I'll get it to summarize them. Then I'll get it to build me standard operating procedures and action items to implement what it learned in the videos. Then it'll write instructions for my assistant to go get those things done. So literally I can learn a new skill and watch 6 hours of YouTube videos probably in 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. And that one was called what? Vox
Vox,
Script?
VOX Scripts. It's a plugin for ChatGPT.
I love it. I love it. Now, Seth, how does somebody become the Dan Kennedy Marketer of the Year? Not just one time, but 3 times in a row. What is that, and how does one become that?
Sure. So number one, I was nominated 3 years in a row. I didn't win all 3
Understand.
years. So I want to be
Okay.
transparent. I want to make sure that my claim is
Appreciate
accurate.
that.
And so Dan Kennedy's company, GKIC, had a Marketer of the Year contest every single year for decades. And members would submit all of their best marketing campaigns to try and get a spot where they spoke on stage, and then the audience would vote on who the Marketer of the Year was going to be. So that involved each year for 3 years. And I mean, I submitted more than that, but literally like boxes and boxes and boxes. Like when we went to the post office, my postal bill to ship those boxes for the contest was probably $500 because they weighed so much. Because we create so much marketing and sent it all to them. It wasn't digital, it was physical. So you're also competing with everyone else on Planet Dan who wants a shot at winning that award. So it was an honor to be nominated at all, let alone be the only person who's ever been nominated 3 years in a row. And then that 4th year, they didn't have the contest. They stopped having the contest. So I don't know if I broke it or not, or if it was just a coincidence. And I think we got it by, first of all, it was a massive amount of marketing. Second of all, it was all trackable. We had numbers for every piece in terms of what we sent, what results we got. They could see our process throughout an entire year of the 40 or 50 or 60 campaigns we sent, how we were learning, how we were innovating based on the results we were getting, how we were implementing everything we were learning from Dan's organization every single month in the newsletters, at the conferences, and the products. Massive implementation is probably the best strategy. And I believe that since Russell Brunson bought the company, there are talking about bringing back the Marketer of the Year contest and bringing back the magnetic marketing conferences. So you can bet that I will be competing for that prize if they start offering it again.
The champ has returned. What recommendations or advice would you give to a, let's say a marketer? Maybe they're a freelancer. They've been doing it for, maybe they're just getting started out. They've been doing it a little bit, or they're inside of a company and they're a copywriter or media buyer. What sort of things should they be focused on? Obviously, everything is shifting, right? Landscape is shifting. AI is changing things, and competition is getting stronger. Like, what should somebody in that position really be focusing on? Skill sets, mindsets, connections. What would be your advice?
Honestly, I think mindset's the most important one. One of my favorite books is called The $4 Sandwich by Dr. Corey Melnikoff. And one of my favorite quote from that book is, who you are being affects how well what you are doing is working. So I find that our businesses take a geometric leap forward, not because I created some new marketing technology, not because I learned something new, but because I became a better, bigger, different person. When I work on my personal development, when I grow as a leader, when I grow as an entrepreneur, when I grow as a person, then I become a bigger container, so to speak, and the businesses grow to fill that larger, bigger container. So I think regardless of whether you're starting out or whether you're working at a company or whether you're freelancing or whether you own the company, I think mindset is the most important part, because out of it, everything else will flow from.
Yeah, it's very profound that you said that. I just got off of a call with a coach I respect a lot, and the whole premise of that call was about be, do, have.
Yep.
Right. And most people reverse that order, meaning they think if I do something, I'll have something and then I can be something. Right. If I take this action, I'll have the money, which I can become the person who's peaceful and happy and loving and kind. But the order really is reversed. And whether you see that in a metaphysical way, right, or where you see it as just strictly practical, I can't agree more, right? That how you are and the way that you show up is it's very tangible, has a very tangible effect, and also has a sort of intangible effect. And whether that's just very subtle and nuanced, or even something that's spooky and metaphysical, I don't really know, but I can see its effect in my own life and other people's lives. So I love
Amen.
that answer. And you said you called that the book was the $4
Sandwich.
sandwich. Okay, I love that. Awesome. And you mentioned this a little bit when you talked about Vox, but are there any other ways that you kind of stay up to date on things that are changing in marketing, or more specifically with AI, and how to use it in your business?
Absolutely. There's in addition to leading my own mastermind, I am a member in a number of them. I'm in a number of groups. There's lots of the AI tool report is one thing I subscribe to that keeps me up to date in the worlds of AI. In terms of marketing, I try and go to rooms of people filled with people who are smarter than me. So some of the people I respect that I get ideas from are folks that started out where I was the one in the back of the room running to buy the product at the event that they were selling and speaking at. And now I get to call them, my friends and colleagues, people like Perry Belcher from Digital Marketer, or Rich Sheffrin from Strategic Profits, or Jay Abraham. I had Jay Abraham speak at an event last month for me. I had Perry Belcher speak at an event in October for me. And they're helping me stay on top of everything that's coming in the future and kind of see where the puck is going in the hopes that we're right.
I love that. And let me ask this too: is we answered this for the freelancer, but for business owners, what opportunities do you see right now that maybe they're not looking at that you think are really important? We mentioned direct mail, but is there any other opportunities you would recommend to business owners, or sort of like executive marketers?
Absolutely. I think the number one thing I'd be focused on for them right now is finding who their co-opetition is. Not somebody who competes with them, but someone who serves the same target market they do, but does something different. So not competition, co-opetition, and building that network, building that Rolodex, building those relationships with those folks. And I would do one a week, if not more, so that you can, regardless of what platforms come and go, you can always count on your human relationships to get you through whatever the time is, whatever the thing is that you're working on. Having the right people, I think, matters on your team, whether they're physically on your team or whether they're on your relationship team, matter more than almost everything else.
Love it. Love it. And is there anything else that you think would be valuable to share with some of the listeners?
How much time do we have? So yeah, absolutely. I think if you are looking to learn more about how to build a network of your own affiliates who will promote your products and services, if you're looking to take your business to another level, it's Seth at east5thavenue.com, and it's East 5 the number TH avenue.com, and I'm happy to see what resources we can provide and how we can help.
Amazing. Awesome. Seth, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk with us and share everything. I really enjoyed hearing all your answers, and I hope to have you back on in the future.
My pleasure. I would love to come back. We'll have to have a conversation about having you on some of our shows. And it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.